Hey guys, this is Brian Bertram, and thank you so much for taking a brief moment of your day and checking out this new Facebook advertising primer I put together for chiropractors. And what is this? Well, this is just a brief, overview of what I believe Facebook advertising could impact or how it could impact your business if you were to implement it. And let's kind of take a moment and kind of jump through it. So I've got a very short question for you. What are you doing now to generate, new patient leads? Are you using newspapers? Are you using radio? Are you using TV? Are you using other forms of online advertising like Google AdWords? Maybe you are using Facebook now. Like, how are you doing? What are you doing? And how's it working for you? What's your return on investment on that? Do you track your cost of lead? Do you know that? Maybe you're using just purely old school referrals. But how is that working for you? If you're interested in truly growing your business, I believe Facebook advertising is something you absolutely have to consider. And let's kind of jump into that. And I'm going to explain why. Just want to, a quick note. I put this workshop together for you guys. I put it together based on the concept of what would I want to see. And that's what I did. So to let you know, my name is Brian Bertram. Hello, how are you doing? I'm a marketeer, I'm an entrepreneur, and I'm a dad. I did the math the other day, and I've literally been in sales and marketing my entire career, and that's been 31 years. 31 long years in sales and marketing. When I left college, I got a great job with IBM. And you know what they did? They handed me the phone book and said, get at it. Get out there and do some lead generating. That's what it was, back in the day. And then it very quickly became, email marketing. It became all forms of, online marketing. I grew my career up, locally here to the point where I was now VP of Business and Development, and then I grew from there to VP Sales and VP Marketing. And I've ran some huge, sales groups over the years. And I've certainly driven sales in some businesses well over $200 million in sales. Then I got recruited outside of the greater Ottawa area, and I went to work for a company in California, and I also went to work for a company in Boston at different times, and I just was spending so much time on the road, I thought, you know what, it's time for a change, and I decided I was going to come back to Ottawa and build my career up as a real estate agent. I got into real estate because I knew I wanted to, do something for the public that would generate a decent living, but I could sleep in my bed every night of the week, and I could control my time a little better. And so as a real estate agent, I started doing similar things that you have to do. I started having to deal with the public. No longer was I dealing, B to B. It was now B to C. And so I had to get involved with all forms of marketing and lead generation, email, Google AdWords, now Facebook marketing. About 3 years ago, I cut over almost completely to Facebook as a primary way to generate new traffic. And then about 2 years ago, I started my own advertising agency called Sales Inc., and that leads us to you today. That's kind of what this whole discussion is all about. Even my own kids are following, my footsteps in online advertising. My oldest daughter, Megan, is now working with me in Sales Inc. My youngest daughter runs this very cool business called the Beach Shack Ice Creamery at Mooney's Bay Beach. And as a little plug, I hope that you would go down there, bring your family this summer, and have some great ice cream. That said, though, let's start getting into the whys I think that you really need to looking at Facebook advertising to drive your business. I call this a new beginnings because it is a new beginning. It's a new beginning for you. It's a new beginning for Facebook because Facebook has undergone so many changes. And that's a big reason why I think that you now need to take the time and start to consider Facebook advertising for your business because of what it can do for you. So I've got a big, bold statement. I know it's big and bold. I say Facebook is the greatest advertising platform ever invented for chiropractors. It's like it was purposely built for your practice. I know it's big and bold, but I'm going to tell you why. Because using it, you could absolutely double your business in 12 months. I say 2017, but I really mean in 12 months, you could double your business and do it cost effectively if that's what you want to do. You can certainly start by driving a tremendous amount of new patient leads to your business. So imagine what 50 to 100 new patient leads a month could do for your business. What would happen if you could generate that and do it cost effectively? I wanted to sort of put a disclaimer out here, and that this is not about creating likes or shares or SEO, search engine optimization, or blogging or boosting of Facebook posts, or even creating fan pages. That's not what this is all about. My agency, working on your behalf, uses pay-per-click, paid advertising, where we can get consistent results that generate new patient traffic. That's what it's all about. It's about creating campaigns that convert using pay-per-click advertising. So I got a few secrets that are spread around this primer, and one of them is a secret. It's kind of a hidden secret, a little hidden gem to Facebook marketing, and it's the starting point to sort of setting up why advertising and using Facebook in particular is so important for your business. There's so many other, I guess, spin-off side effects, I hate to use the word side effects, attributes to Facebook marketing that you wouldn't normally realize. And this is one of the first ones. A good friend of mine, his name is Ross, he's a top gun throughout the US, and he really does focus groups for some of the biggest businesses out there, Facebook included. And in a focus group, he'll sit down in the course of a day or two, and he'll scope out with either potential clients or existing clients an entire product line in 1 or 2 days. He'll know the price. He'll know how it smells. He knows how it tastes, so to speak. And by the time that his client, paying client, the manufacturer, gets this, they know exactly how to go to market with strategy, with pricing, with implementation. Everything is mapped out for them in the scope of 1 or 2 days of working, with Ross and what he does so well. And he charges $100,000. In this case, for a fraction of that, hundreds of dollars, you can have your own Facebook focus group. That's kind of what this is all about. We create ads, and we know right away how those ads convert. We have to do so much inside of the ads to optimize those ads, optimize the campaigns, optimize the landing pages. And that has a lot to do with pricing, has a lot to do with the product that we're trying to showcase, even the ad copy in terms of how to describe it. All of those things get tamped down within, I call, the focus group of Facebook advertising. So I don't want to go into lots of detail like that, but that's a huge attribute to advertising with Facebook. So I keep harping on this, but imagine what a steady new business traffic would do for your practice. What would it open up? And I want you to use your imagination here and work with me a little bit. Now imagine, though, that you are generating 50 to 100 leads per month. And we can do more than that, but let's just focus on something realistic. 50 to 100 new patient leads per month. That's obviously going to impact the bottom line, and you're going to see a higher degree of financial freedom out of this. So you're going to have more money coming into your practice. What would that do? What would you do with those extra funds? Would you use it yourself and go on more vacations or build a cottage? What would you do? More importantly, I find with a lot of practitioners, they tell me, you know what? I'm more interested in being able to command my own time. And what generating additional leads for the business can do is it could free up your time. Maybe you could hire other practitioners, and you're not necessarily working, in your business every day. You're working on your business. You're taking more of a strategic approach to your business. What would that do if you could manage your own time more effectively in terms of what you're doing every day? Another huge impact and a freedom that more business generates, or a freedom that new business creates, is you get to choose who you want to work with. Imagine that. More of your best clients. Maybe you're not going to take any more clients. You're going to just, cherry pick some of your old clients, and that's all you want to work with. And you want all the new business to go to other practitioners. I'm not sure. Or you just want to scale back your business to the point where you've got a steady flow, but we're focused and targeting on high net worth clients. All of those are possible. The other key aspect that a lot of chiropractors tell me that they really want to do is they want to introduce more products, more services. So maybe you're now moving out massage therapy, and then you're moving up to, adjustments and those types of things, the services that you're providing. And you've got other health and wellness. Maybe you're selling supplements. I'm not sure. I've got one chiropractor I'm working with now. He's created his own courses. So he's offering health and wellness courses out over the net, and he's actually, publishing, So he's doing a lot. And that kind of leads into one of the attributes, again, of Facebook marketing is that you get to build local authority. And we showcase that. In fact, I really want to see, you in the ads to a certain degree, if that's possible. You don't have to be, but I tell you, if you do want to be, it can impact your business in very positive ways. Number one is that you get to charge more. It's funny how celebrities get to charge millions of dollars. Well, authorities do too. And so I'm not saying you get to go out and charge millions, but imagine that people are now seeking you out, seeking your practice out. You think price is really going to be a big stumbling block? It's not. And those are the types of who. Imagine we go back up 2 or 3 levels here to who. We get to deal with more who we want to deal with, and therefore who we want to deal with maybe are those that charge. We all know the clients you're talking about that really aren't really big on paying your prices. They're coming in maybe on a cheap, Groupon type coupon. And are those the types of customers that you want to build on, or you want the types of customers that when you give them the bill, it's a non-issue? They value your services, and we want to target more of those. So that's a secret, and that's the second secret to Facebook advertising, and that is that we get to target your ultimate customer and deliver to them your high-value, unique selling proposition. And I say directly into their mind, but it's directly into their news feed because they're spending so much time now. It's averaging a half hour a day. That's about 6 months old. It's actually increased to almost an hour now on average. And I know some people it's hours a day. So imagine what the power of Facebook marketing now is just so immersive, and now it's even moving to Instagram and other platforms. The third core secret to Facebook marketing, and this is the real technical part of it, but it's why it works so well. Facebook offers up this intelligent algorithm. We get to train it. Imagine it's a very intelligent newborn baby. It doesn't know anything yet, and we teach it, and it learns, and it evolves. It's definitely, machine-driven intelligence. There's no doubt about it, and it's big data is on their side. They know more. Facebook knows more about us than we know about ourselves, and they're using that to our good service to deliver ads to folks that are most interested or potentially interested in your products and service. And it evolves. It's amazing. And it's a scary thought, but used right, it's a tremendous tool. Now, I want to take a moment and differentiate between Google advertising and Facebook advertising, because I know a lot of you guys say, no, I already advertise. I tried Google AdWords, or I'm using it now, or we outsourced to this company and they're using it now, so I'm covered. Well, are you? There's a big difference between Google advertising and Facebook advertising. So let's take a moment and dig into that for a second. So with Google advertising, you purchase or rent keywords. So let's say your keyword is Ottawa chiropractor, or maybe you're using, back pain. Google then auctions off those keywords. So if a user then goes to his computer, he types in back pain, and at that point in time, they look to see who's willing to pay the most, and they display the top 3 payees, in Google, 1, 2, and 3. And you know what it's like? No one wants to be 4, 5, and 6. Whoever gets any business out of that. Now, work with me here for a second. Imagine what's happening. So someone has back pain. They're obviously typing that in. They want immediate relief. That means if they're typing in back pain, they don't have any affiliations whatsoever to an existing practitioner. So they're typing something in. So that means that when they're typing it in, you're popping up with 3 or 4 maybe 5 or 6 competitors. So not only in the 1, 2, and 3, but I know, like, if you're like me, when I type something into Google and I see the ads pop up, I type in, I don't type in, excuse me, I click on 3 or 4. I kind of see what has the best service, or maybe the Facebook page I like the best, or maybe that's I'm looking, at their website, or who knows what. Maybe it's price. Or I'm running to Groupon looking for a cheap deal. I'm not sure, but that's kind of what happens. And so this kind of explains Google advertising. A few years ago, I got to go on this ultimate guys trip. And I was introduced, it was in Alaska, and I was introduced to something called combat fly fishing. And that's where you're literally standing shoulder to shoulder, everybody. And I think it's kind of likens back to the soldier on the field shooting each other. Well, here I am standing shoulder to shoulder with all my buddies. There was 8 of us, I think, plus a whole bunch of other people in this one stream, and we're all casting out. Well, no one wanted to be at the end of the line. Everybody wanted to be at the beginning of the line, because that's where those guys seem to be catching a lot more fish than the guys at the end. And so what happened was there was this constant flow of people backing up and working upstream, people backing out, working upstream. It seemed like the whole bunch of us are kind of like marching upstream because no one wanted to be at the end. It's like the bears were at the end or something like that. In fact, there were a lot of bears there. Hold their story. But now liken Google advertising to Facebook advertising. Imagine you have your own private pond that you get to fish out of any day that you want, knowing there's never going to be anybody else there. And you can fish for any type of fish that you want simply by putting on a different hook. So one hook you can fish for speckled trout. Another day, brook trout. Next day, you can go out and fish for muskie. And there always is going to be the types of fish that you're interested in catching. All you got to do is adjust the hook a little bit, learn to cast the right way, and you're going to catch fish. That's what Facebook advertising is like in comparison to Google advertising. You're fighting it out, literally, with all of this competition at the same time, and no one wants to be at the end, and it's expensive. So we would much rather have our own private pond. And I know this is an analogy, and you're thinking, is this really real? This is real. I spent a lot of time thinking about this as well, but this is real. Now, we got a bit of a problem. There's a problem, Houston, and the problem is that big brands and small businesses are now waking up to Facebook advertising. So what does that mean? Is that Facebook will eventually run out of advertising inventory. So what does that mean? Well, it means that the advertising costs are going to go up. And that's going to be a problem. So I'm telling you, it's kind of a call to arms. You need to get out there and start thinking about using Facebook advertising now. We have about a year and a half at most. But there is a good news, I guess, in that we still have an opportunity. In that if you take action now, you can position yourself ahead of all the competition. We'll figure it all out. We'll know your value propositions. We'll know it works. Because lots of times it takes a month or so for us to really get things tracking in a big way for you. And even then, we're going to learn. Every month, we're going to learn more things in terms of how you're going to implement it for your business. What you're doing in first month, imagine you're layering on all these other services. And there's many different, I guess it's like an onion. There's many ways to peel back that onion, and get deep into Facebook marketing, and deeper and deeper and deeper. In fact, I'll give you a case in point. You could now be, using Facebook, Ad Manager to drive out. Even Facebook Messenger is a brand new advertising service into Facebook Messenger. Like you, I'm asking you to go to my Facebook page and even my Facebook group and join up there. We could be doing that as well for your customers, a way that you stay in touch with them. I'm not asking for that. This is about likes and things like this. It's just one other attribute. Those are the types of things that we layer on farther into the campaign. So ultimately, it's the business that can spend the most to acquire customers that win. That's what this is all about, because yes, its costs will go up. No doubt about it. But if we can learn to efficiently deal with these new patient leads cost effectively, even if you had to spend, let's say you're spending $3 a lead right now, and there's ways that I can show you to get it even lower than that. But let's say you're paying $3, in a year, you're paying $6 or $10. but we're 3 times better working with your staff to convert those leads. We've got our ads working to the point where the leads have themselves increased in value in that we're selling more services. We're learning to upsell them after the fact. We're learning to, get, in many cases, paid up front. There's so many different things that you can learn. You're learning to sell these customers, all sorts of add-on services. And I'm not just talking about a big adjustment package. Maybe you're moving them into, maybe they're starting, work with me here, maybe they're starting with massage services. And then from the massage services, you're moving them into chiropractic services, such as adjustments and things like that. And then you're moving them into health and wellness. And now you're moving them into, all sorts of other services combined. And now you're talking about the lifetime value of a patient here. It's not just 3 or 4 adjustments, see you later, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, bye-bye. You're able to generate a lot more, a lot more volume, at the same time, a lot higher value out of each and every new client that comes in the business, and you keep them coming back. So the lifetime value of a customer is growing. So therefore, you can afford to spend more on your advertising. I don't just mean to me, I'm talking about the actual ad spend itself. My rate's pretty well covered. I do not charge you more. As an agency, I do not charge you more if you spend more on advertising. I do not do that. I have a fixed rate for my services. It's 3 clicks of a mouse. It's a little bit more than that. It's half hour's worth of work for you to increase your ad spend, and we want to increase it. But we only increase it based on the fact that you put in $1 and get back 5. I'll talk about more of that in a second. So I have a crazy offer that I always start with my clients, because I know you're interested. You're ready to rock now, right? And I always start with a free trial. And let me kind of talk about that for just a second, and I'm going to let you guys get working on your practice. So when I say my crazy introductory offer, essentially I build the campaigns. I use proven ads. I use proven landing page funnels, and I launch them, and I don't expect you to pay me a nickel. So we do a 1-2 week trial max. I prove out the concept. Once it's proven out and we've got things figured out and you're happy and I'm happy, at that point in time, I've got a customer, we move together and we make magic happen for your practice. Until then, I do not charge you. Everything is preset though. I'm not going to, implement all of this and find out you're really not even interested in this type of thing. We're going to set some objectives and we're going to put together a campaign and we're going to put it out there. I may have to tweak it and adjust it a bit. Largely, I use that week and a half to really engage with you to figure out exactly your value proposition. So at the very least, if you walk away, you learn so much more about your company. We've branded you a ton. We can't eat branding, but we've branded you a ton. And we leave as friends. Maybe we cross paths further down the road. I bet, though, and I know, if I do my job right, and all of a sudden, you're seeing this steady flow of new traffic coming in the front door, it's a no-brainer because the return on investment is there. You're going to see ROI of putting in $1, getting back 5. We'd all do that. I'll take that bet every day. If I could give you $1, if you gave me $1 and I could give you back 5, who wouldn't jump on that offer? And that's what this is all about. Anyways, my name is Brian Bertram. I'm based here in Ottawa, Canada. Here's my number. You've likely got one of my emails. If you wouldn't mind just responding to that email, just say hello. Say I'm interested. Say I'm not interested. I'm a real human being. I don't want to bug you if you're not interested in this service. I'm here to educate you on it. Or, you know what? I'll likely go to my Facebook page, like it. I'm also going to send you something. I noticed I didn't do it in this latest email. I did not send you a request for you to join my Facebook group. It's an exclusive group where I mainly talk about Facebook marketing. You're going to learn a lot just by joining that group. It's exclusive to chiropractors only. It's called Kairos Rock, but it's my Kairos Rock Facebook group, not my page. and you have to sort of knock on the door, then I let you in. And it's a private group where we can say things in there, and it's held just to our own exclusive group. And I try to keep other marketers out of it. It's purely chiros, purely you crazy guys that are in that group. And I invite you to it. So I'm going to send you a link to that, whether it's today or you're certainly going to get an email link to it. I'd really like you to join, learn a lot about not only me on an ongoing basis, but learn about the potential of Facebook marketing for your practice. And I expect I'll learn a lot about it as well. Anything that I learn, I take right back to the group. So with that said, look forward to my emails, join my Facebook group, like my page, let me know what you think of this video. Have a great day, guys.